The internet has been obsessed with recession economy indicators, but Kylie Jenner talking openly about her boob job on TikTok, that's an honesty economy indicator, and it's here in a big way. Today we're talking about how the rise of radical transparency and honesty from fashion is the start of a new trend. And I think Kylie Jenner is the tip of the iceberg on how this is going to start filtering into our feeds in the next couple of months. Kylie being real about her breast implants after years of denying that she had anything done, and the entire shroud of mystery surrounding all the Kardashians' cosmetic works is an indicator of a new era from fashion brands and also influencers and celebrities. This has gone from a massively speculated open secret to something Kylie confirms herself in the comments of another person's video, not even her own video addressing it. Just like, here babe, here's what I had done. Yeah, you're all right. And I can tell I'm on the money with this being a new wave of transparency because Vogue did an article about this only a few days ago. So I think me and the writer are on the same wavelength at least. Vogue seems to think the reason for the era of honesty coming about is because brands want to get ahead of facing more scrutiny from their customers about their actions, and like Instagram accounts like Diet Prada gaining in popularity and general cancel culture, I guess. But I would go one step further and say it's also a backlash against the rise of AI on the internet and the rise of like slop stuff and the uncertainty about what's real and what isn't, meaning that the new currency is going to be in content that feels really honest, that feels like it has a human touch in front of or behind the camera in some way. I also think this transition into things with more meaning, more transparency, is because more of us are becoming aware of how much we're brain rotting on our phones. And there's a general pushback of mindless consumption of content that may or may not be an advert. We'll never really tell with how the boundaries have blurred so much, and how our fatigue with that kind of behavior has led to more of us instead craving authenticity and connection and purpose in what we do, in what we consume, in the brands we pay attention to and invest in. No matter if that's a manufactured purpose we're taking based off a TikTok of someone else's takeaway of an article or book or essay they read and distilled down into 30 seconds. But we'll come back to that identity crisis at the end. Let's talk about fashion's response already to this new era before we go on to how the Kylie Jenners and influencers of the world are adapting. My first kind of introduction into this new era was actually from a Mango advert with Kaia Gerber playing on YouTube between videos. And I didn't really get what it was about this advert that stood out to me at the time. It was only when I've watched it like a few times, because you know what YouTube's like, you're always getting an advert, that I kind of clocked what it was that was making me actually pay attention to it rather than just scrolling on my phone while I waited for the advert to skip.
You're doing very good.
Thanks. Anyway, I'm Kaia Gerber.
Deep breath, shoulders back.
This was a Mango campaign.
Ugh.
I think not only was it Kaia Gerber's really blasé attitude, but the very direct line that always seems to end on of, this is a Mango advert or this is a Mango campaign. It's a very direct, no beating around the bush, we're trying to sell you something message that I think is so obvious and in your face and pushy that it almost works. And as part of this campaign, they've also done other adverts talking about what it is to be a Gen Zer in an advert.
I'm supposed to be a dissident representative of Gen Z for this campaign. I don't even know what that means.
Kaia, they need you for something?
We tell each other the most absurd stories with the most serious faces. The fact that anything gets made in this world full of so many people
Kaia?
And opinions
Do that again.
You could start a podcast where you really just talk about your feelings.
is still sort of astounding to me. And thus sort of beautiful, even this Mango campaign.
And honestly, I'm kind of mad about it, but I think they've captured the very like Gen Z personality very well and turned it into something that can sell to us. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, we're going to be honest with you. This is an advert. Do you like the product or not? Do you like Kaia Gerber or not? I think the other bigger example of this is Steve Madden talking about dupe culture on the Cutting Room Floor podcast and how viral that entire thing has gone on TikTok. I know the Vogue article also picked up on this, so it does feel like a big point, but you You only have to look at the comments of this video to verify that this strategy is a thing. Like, this is the case study right here for brands wondering about adopting this approach.
What do you say to folks who say that Steve Madden is a knockoff brand?
It's like calling the Beatles a knockoff band because they would take a little bit from Motown and a little bit from Elvis. We designed tons of shoes, but there's been the odd little shoe that I've nicked here and there.
I want to play a game.
Sure.
I'm going to show you some shoes. You tell me if you know who the originator is.
All right.
So this became a very big trend.
Oh, this was great.
Hold on, back up.
Was this Aaliyah?
Aliyah.
Aliyah?
Good job.
It is,
Yes.
right? Do you think that some of my girls even know who Aliyah is?
Yeah, they know the name.
Yeah.
This one's more contemporary, but somebody
This is
at your
sort of
company is genius for doing this.
Do you think this is a genius shoe?
Yeah, because the original is $7.90 and it's for
What?
plastic.
I know.
So like somebody needed to make it in a more reasonable way.
Really? It's a very cute shoe. They should run out and buy it.
You know it?
Is it the Row?
Good job. You do know.
Oh, okay. All right. The shoe's different. It's not the same.
It's not the same. Yeah,
Not
but
the
you do know these. These are
Please, it's not the same. I try not to do them exact, and we do get influenced with, a $700 plastic shoe. Come on. Give me a break.
There's been the odd shoe I nicked here and there is so raw. It's the furthest thing from a legal team approved PR sentence you can get. And if you put aside the fact that this interview seems to have gained an immediate monetary value, if the comments saying, I'm going to rush to buy Steve Madden shoes are anything to go by, this is building brand loyalty in its purest form. Steve saying he's for the girls will become the new marketing line. Watch. And as I've spoken about, in the era of the entire fashion industry rebranding and wanting to convince you of their individual purpose in an overcrowded market that's underperforming, this is going to be the blueprint for so many brands going forward. I swear it. And obviously this wouldn't be my video if I didn't at least mention the community aspect of this, because the community event pipeline to honesty and transparency is very strong. It's very straight. You can follow it from A to B. It's a clear line between brands investing in these cultural events and integrating themselves in the culture, sponsoring events that feel offline and mindful, but still giving themselves the chance to commodify you and make you a loyal customer. It's very clear. A couple of ways I want to mention this is happening in the influencer space, other than Kylie Jenner confirming what we all already knew, and props to her for that. I do think it's a hard thing to come out with, given how many eyes she has on her. So it's kind of cool that she's kind of just said, yeah, this is true. But Bella Hadid going on chicken shop date is another indicator. It was a fun, casual date, sharing tidbits about her life and showcasing her personality. And I think it was quite telling. It didn't mention selling anything or any product launches, even though Arabella just launched in the UK, and that's typically why a famous person would do like a press junket like this, even though Chicken Shop Date is a little bit of a different format. I think this is more about just us getting to know Bella, forming a parasocial connection with her, and the comments definitely back this up, and just how well this worked for selling her personality and her brand rather than a perfume. But of course, indirectly, this sells perfume, because if we trust the person, we're more likely to buy from them. A kind of trend inside this honesty trend is the rise of live streaming and live stream shopping and content and hangouts becoming more normalized for influencers. I think it's very feasible that as the rise of AI influencers and AI content online becomes more normalized, fans are going to start expecting some kind of live aspect to creators' posts in order to believe that they're real, or in order for them to, connect on a deeper level to them. Live stream secondhand shopping, for example, is on the rise, and Grace Robinson did a really great video talking all about this and the parasociality of it, although it's kind of like that Spider-Man meme of us pointing to each other, because she did mention my channel in that. But I do think you should go check out this video because it was great. I think distilling this entire trend down into a couple of takeaways. The problem is more of us want authentic and real content, but we also don't know what that is anymore. And a lot of us don't know who we are without an algorithm to craft our current personality and obsessions, or how to be genuine while still remaining online. I definitely count myself amongst the people struggling with this emotion, so I'm not condemning it. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal above, but I do think it's a worry that brands can use this insecurity, this uncertainty, to weaponize by bottling up that desire for authenticity that we have and seemingly marketing it to us with campaigns campaigns that provide on some level some honesty or realness, but at the same time cherry picking the parts that they want to be honest about. And that's the other problem. This honesty only seems to extend so far. Brands are being honest about things being an advert, sure, or the fact that their designs might be very similar to other brands, but are they being honest about things that matter, like their wasteful business practices, like their volume production in the last year, or their concrete, scientifically backed plans for reducing their environmental impact? I don't think so. I don't think this honesty is extending that far, and that's an issue. At the end of the day, all of this honesty is a marketing ploy designed by brands to get us to buy more by increasing our trust in them and what they're saying. This isn't about brands being honest and transparent from the good of their hearts. It's about their bottom lines. And like I always say, we need to be aware of these trends because then we can spot them in real life and we won't get swayed by them. So that's all I have to say in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.